Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'll be looking today at... No, not the game. I've already talked about the game. I'll be looking at The Game on Fire by Stefan Bendorf and Nürnberger Spielkarten Verlag, released at Spiel 2015, a little mini expansion for the game. How does this work? Let's start with a 1-minute overview of the game. You have a deck of cards from 2 to 99, and you have 4 discard piles on which you must play all of these cards in order to win. These 2 piles are ascending, these are descending. You have a hand of 7 cards and you must play at least 2 cards on a turn. So when you play, you're going to play down a card and then you're going to be playing ascending cards on top of this. Right? And after you finish playing at least 2, but possibly more, you refill your hand to 7 and the next player goes. Ideally, you're going to play the highest card possible, then cover it up with the next highest card possible, and so on. But of course, it's not going to work that way. Sometimes you're going to have to jump. One special move in the game, though, that lets you recover is that if you can play a card that's exactly 10 higher than the top card on a descending pile, you can do so. So I can go from 82 back up to 92, and then we'll start going down again. Or here, we're going to have 12, but we'll recover by playing a 2, and then cover that with a 5, instead of starting a new pile here with 2 and 5. It gives us more room in which to play, and ideally we're going to get through all of these cards. Now, what does The Game on Fire add to this? Right? The game is so simple on its own. Cards number 2 to 99. Play them into piles. That is it. What are we going to add? Well, The Game on Fire has 6 cards, 22, 33, 44, up to 77, and you take those cards out of the original deck and replace it with the ones that are on fire. Okay, so you just shuffle them into the deck like normal, and you're going to play the game as you normally would. However, what happens when you play a fire card is that it must be covered by the end of the next player's turn, or if you're playing solitaire, your next turn. So if I have this in my hand, I might say, okay, I can play this and tell someone, can you cover this? And maybe they say yes, maybe they say no, maybe they say it'll be a big jump. Oh, you probably wouldn't like it if I do. And I say, okay, well, I can cover it then. Oh, wait, can you cover this? And they'll be like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe you should still do it. All right, fine. And I've just jumped halfway up through the deck to get rid of those 2 fire cards. Possibly not the best play, especially since I had a 4 and a 7 in my hand. But that was my example, and I'm sticking to it. That is it for the fire. Cover those fire cards. If you do not cover the fire card at the end of the next player's turn, you lose. That's it. Done. Otherwise, put all the cards in discard piles just like normal. And that's it for the game, which I played about a dozen times now on a copy purchased at Spiel 2015, where it debuted for the price of €1, if I remember correctly. And it's been a great little addition to the game, which I've played more than 70 times now. It's my favorite game of 2015. Mostly because of the pure simplicity and the interaction that it creates among the players, right? I've played solitaire. It works well solitaire. I played a lot 2-player with my wife. We played it 3, 4, and 5 players. I bring it to game events. I bring it to a dance event. I bring it to all these other situations and keep introducing it to new people who want to play again immediately. Partly because it's a simple concept. You explain in a minute. You get people playing, and partly just because of the interaction it creates among everyone while you're playing. You're always talking about, I'm going to play here. Oh, only if it's little. You can play here. I'm going to have to kill this pile. I got to do something. Don't play that. This is off limits. You got to leave it for me. I got this one. I can get us back down again. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff on and on as people instantly get into the spirit of what you're trying to do. Very simple concept, and I can definitely see why it was nominated for Spiel des Jahres, because of this interaction among people. It's Hanabi in terms of the cooperative play, but you can actually talk, just not about the numbers, right? But you can talk about the nature of what you're trying to do. And when I heard this initially, The Game on Fire, I'm like, what is even going to be added to this game? Because it's so simple. It's just numbers, you're putting them in order. That's it. But of course, now they actually see the concept of it. Oh, of course. Well, you can do lots of things like this. This is nice. It adds just a little notch on the tension for what you're trying to do. Another little element that you're trying to communicate, where you play one of these fire cards and just say the next person, can you cover this? Yes or no. Well, it will, but it's not good. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll cover it myself. Even though it may not be pretty, we'll do this. You might say, if I play on this pile, can you play on this pile as well? Right? Still legal. It's fine. We know what I have roughly, right? It just adds another little element. And of course, you can immediately see, well, why not other little expansion? You have the game on ice. You have the numbers 20 to 80, all jumped up by 10, where when you play on a pile, the next player cannot play on that pile. I've frozen the pile for that turn. I can't play on it either, right? So another little notch on the tension for adjusting how people have to do things. Maybe you play something, the next player has to play 3 cards, right? Yeah, there's a little twist you can immediately see to add to this once you start thinking up, all right? Every little simple thing can be a little cranked a little bit more. That's the nature of gameplay here. And my cat decided to join me, so he's now in this video. Say goodbye, Emmett.